For climbing aboard, the right hand takes the reins up in order to give them over finally to the left hand once in the box. Driving with the four-in hand becomes much easier when the left hand has learned to hold the reins tight with the three lower fingers under all circumstances, and especially in critical moments. The best preliminary exercise for this is to keep the thumb and index finger open constantly while driving a carriage and pair. When driving with a four-in hand, the thumb and index finger must perform a serious task and must have learned to function completely separately from the three remaining fingers of the left hand. When going in a straight line, the right hand has to provide much more support than with two horses. It must regulate the reins and keep the left hand fit for the turns. To shorten all four reins at once, the thumb and index finger of the right hand should hold the whip, while the three lower fingers of the right hand grasp all four reins so that the left hand can glide forward on them. You should only use this action if you are shortening the reins by a large amount suddenly. If you are shortening the reins by a small amount, the right hand should glide forward on the reins in front of the left hand by about 2 inches, no more. Here, the right hand closes itself. The left hand glides somewhat open down to it. If the reins are still too long, repeat this action as necessary. While driving, if it becomes necessary to shorten or lengthen the left lead rein or wheel rein, then the right hand should do this in front of the left hand. It pulls forward or pushes back. You should practice the lengthening or shortening of the left lead rein and right wheel rein without taking the right hand out of the working gear position. In shortening the lead reins, the right hand grasps the lead reins 2 to 4 inches in front of the left hand in such a way that the right index finger grasps over the left rein, the full right hand over the right rein. Moreover, I recommend that you bring the left index finger under the right lead rein so that both lead reins now lie touching each other on top. Then, you can shorten very easily by pushing the right hand forward. When you give way to the left or to the right, it is important that mainly the carriage goes off to the side. The horses do not allow themselves to be jostled so easily. But the same cannot be said of the splinter bar, wheel hubs, mud guards, and lanterns. Therefore, the wheel horses in particular must be led sideways because only they can guide the carriage sharply to one side. If you give way with all four horses at the same time, you will be already with A at the curb. If you steer the leaders forward to the right first, you will make unnecessary actions and will only reach with step B, the point where you could have been already with just one action. Before you grasp both right reins with your right hand as if you were holding one, it is to your advantage first to hang the right wheel rein on the tip of the index finger, because that way you can stay close to the right even while braking. In order to drive forward close to the left or to pass other vehicles, you should lengthen the right wheel rein by about 1 inch without taking the right hand from the reins. Then the right hand grasps both right reins, the middle finger in between, and places the left hand underneath the right. If you want to keep the right hand free, then you hang the left reins over the base of the thumb and go with the left hand over a little bit to the left, so that the action does not become too strong. In order to make a sudden halt, you first pull the brake firmly. Then the right hand grasps 12 inches forward on all the reins. The left hand then makes room upward for the strong pull of the right hand. In the moment when the horses have come with their front legs up even with the corner of the turn, the right hand places a loop with the right lead rein of about 8 inches under the left index finger. For this action, the left hand then goes steadily forward to the right into the turn, whereby the right wheel rein becomes loose so that the inner wheel horse can bring the carriage through easily. You may only urge or whip the horse when it throws itself into the turn with the right wheel rein hanging down. If the placement of the left hand in front of the right hip does not suffice to avoid collision, then the right hand with the right middle finger between both left reins grasps these 6 inches in front of the left hand and holds in this way. The left hand markedly relaxes the rein by going under the right hand. Let go of the loop only when the lead horses are parallel to the curb of the new street. A sharp turn to the right is only driven differently from a right angle insofar as you must make 2 loops instead of 1. And in this it is similar to turning around in a street. On asphalt or cobbles you may make 2 loops only at the walk, because the right hand must hold both outer lines. The second loop is made by grasping with the right hand closed in front of the left and pulling up enough of the rein that the lead horses come over correctly to the right. In this way we get a large loop from 2 parts. The left hand goes only into the turn, that is, in front of the right hip, until the second loop is made. Then it is usually necessary to exercise pressure on both right reins with a full right hand. This is with the right hand half open so that the right front loop can glide through while you manipulate the right wheel rein from below with the fingertips. The left turn must be driven with the four-in hand in an especially large arc. In order to provide for a large arc from the start and not to distance the left hand unnecessarily from the right by holding into the turn, you hang the right wheel rein on the tip of the outstretched left index finger. This action is to effect the resistance wheel rein. This provides resistance to the tendency of the wheel horses to throw into the turn. Through this action, you should disturb the wheel horses as little as possible, while the left index finger pushes itself underneath the right wheel rein, which has been pulled somewhat forward. Then, when the lead horses come even with the corner of the left corner house, not the curb, the right hand glides forward about 6 inches on the left lead rein and lays the loop, taking the center of pressure for a few seconds, smoothly under the left thumb. If you want to lead the turn to the finish with one hand, you should go with the rein hand more into the turn. Otherwise, the right hand holds both right reins as if they were one rein with a full hand. At the same time, the left hand relaxes without letting go of the loop.